First of all, we have on display here, assorted types of firearms recovered from bandits and also those voluntarily returned to the police armory by their owners who took advantage of the 21-day grace period by the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, MPM MNI, who allowed persons in possession of illegal and prohibited firearms to hand over same to the police. This is the breakdown of illegal and prohibited firearms recovered in the command in the recent past. We have 38 pump action rifles, all serviceable in working order. 6 AK-47 rifles, all serviceable. 12 double-barrel rifles. 11 single-barrel rifles, all serviceable. 70 single-barrel locally made cut-to-size shotguns. 42 locally made double-barrel shotguns, all serviceable. 18 locally made revolver pistols. 3 imported Beretta pistols, all serviceable. Total number of firearms recovered is 188. Total number of cartridges, unexpended cartridges, 220. Total number of 7.62 mm AK-47 ammunitions, 60. That is the breakdown of illegal and prohibited firearms recovered by Lagos State Police Command. These are imported Beretta pistols. These are Russian-made. Russian-made Beretta pistols. And of course, these are the pump action automatic rifles. And you can see all of them. You know, my joy is that these firearms, you can see, are now in the safe custody of the police. You can imagine if this quantity of firearms were with hoodlums out there. You can imagine the amount of violence that this amount of firearms and ammunition would unleash on the good people of Lagos. So I want to call on Lagosians to continue to join hands with us to mop up these firearms. These small and light weapons, we must mop them up. Any information we have, we will treat with confidentiality, we will act on it. The important thing is we must mop up all these small and light weapons across the state. I thank you very much.
Welcome back. Of course, you heard from the Lagos State Command how far they've gone in terms of mopping up illegal firearms within the state. And well, the voluntary submission of illegal arms was supposed to elapse on the 14th of March, but based on the high level of compliance, it's been extended till the 30th of April, which is the end of this month. Yes, Mr. Goddy, all these guns everywhere, first of all, where did they come from? That was the first thing that hit me, you know, when I heard 3,250 illegal firearms in 6 weeks. Where do all these guns come from?
Patient, that is just a drop in the ocean compared to
what is really
the small
out there.
arms that is circulated among Nigerians.
Wow.
I mean, police knows that there are a lot of firearms in this country, illegally possessed or illegally owned. For me, I want to first of all thank the police for the initiative, and I also want to use the opportunity to call on all Nigerians to voluntarily take these arms to the police. Having said that, the Offa incidents will also not be encouraged enough to allow people with their own arms to take it back to the police. Now, police, having called on Nigerians to return the illegally owned arms, they should also move to ensure that Nigerians are secured, Nigerians are protected. Now, I know that you must have also heard about that Offa incident.
Of course, we discussed that yesterday.
How robbers seized the entire street
For 1
and
hour.
operated for an hour without the sign of the force trying to rescue Nigerians. Now, if you are calling on Nigerians to return these firearms and someone lives within that vicinity and saw what happened, would that person be encouraged enough to return those firearms? If I am there, would I, in all sincerity, would I return those firearms? It doesn't start and end with calling on Nigerians to return it. 3,250 firearms allegedly returned to the police is the tip of the iceberg. Over 10,000 illegally. There are some of them, you ask where they come from. Some of them are locally made. Our hunters in the village, in my own village, never bought a firearm. A blacksmith made it for them. So, after this recovery, you also heard that recently 20 people were killed somewhere, not with bomb, but with guns. And also we wish the police would come out to tell us that these guns, 20 were taken from, since it's a nationwide initiative, 20 were taken from Borno, 25 were taken from Akwa Ibom.
Oh yes, there's a breakdown of that. Yes, there's a breakdown of that. This footage is what was collected just in Lagos, you know, and you have.
I guess Abia had
that,
the
That's the highest. Yes,
Abia.
There's something like that.
Now, please, I want to also appeal to the police. Beyond this recovery, please ensure Nigerians are protected. The moment we have sense of security, nobody will wish to possess a firearm. What are you going to do with it?
I understand what you said about us as a country having a challenge in terms of security, but then everybody owning guns, is that
don't you
the
think,
solution to our security problems? It's
and
not.
in addition
We
to
don't
what
have a gun law in Nigeria.
No, and in addition to what Patience just talked about, don't you think our borders are actually too loose?
Too porous.
Yeah, because there are times that most of these illegal arms come through the borders.
Yes, that is no brainer. We all know that our borders are too loose, especially from the up north. All right. I come from a riverine area, and I know the kind of security the Nigerian police put in place for those crossing from my place to Cameroon. I know we don't have that easy access. That is water. Okay. Now, if police could help us protect our people like that, or protect the border from Oron to Ibaka, all right, is where you can just have easy access to Cameroon, and that's where a lot of smugglings are going on. And police and the navies are up to task to stop some of these things. And I also wish that those things can also be extended to Lagos border, the north, all right, because we know from the Lagos angle, from the Lagos Benin Republic, they are not that synonymous with guns. their own is just to smuggle. But
contraband.
Yes, contraband. But the northern part of it is where we have a lot of
all
problems.
of that.
And if we need to build a wall, maybe that is where we should build a wall. Do you understand? Because the place is like someone said, I've never been there. They can just trek to Niger and come back and go buy something and come back.
True, because I've been there.
So for those who live very close to the border. And it's not just a route, it's so many routes.
So many. How many can they handle? But then having said that, can we talk about the compliance level though?
Compliance is good.
Yes.
It's good, it's encouraging. If I have a gun today as I'm leaving Lagos because I've never felt any threat to my life.
You hand it over.
I will hand it over. I don't have, and I don't wish to have, because for a man that owns a gun and have your children at home, you are trying to expose them. You are trying to let them know that you can actually protect yourself. So I want to also call on Nigerians to comply by that order and return those guns. And I also know why the police is doing that. It's actually anticipating the violence that may come through the elections and the rest of it.
To be at least reduced.
I don't even want a reduction. I want a complete extermination.
A
complete extermination of violence in the electoral system. Do you understand? Because I want to vote. 2015, I drove my wife to go and vote. And if they were fighting, I wouldn't have taken my wife to go and vote. Do you understand? So I feel that the compliance level is good, and police also, so far, they've done a good job. They've never held anybody on how he got the guns. So it is a very, very good initiative.
That's why it's voluntary.
And I wish Nigerians to comply with that and
Alero, can I mention something though? Because I went through all the visuals, to see the kind of guns, that were handed over, the ones from Lagos, the ones from Abia, the ones from everywhere. When you see robbers in operation, you see them with sophisticated weapons. That is not the kind of firearms that are being returned to the... you understand what I'm trying to say? Those are not the kind of firearms.
Police should talk to the militants in the Niger Delta. That is where the real guns are.
The real guns? The
real guns, they're machines. That is where they are. Police should also talk to the headsmen. Those are the people that owns the real gun. See, the moment the police tell me that the guns come from Niger Delta Creek, I will be so excited.
Because I guess the Delta, I saw 12.
Only 12 from Delta.
Maybe it was the hunters.
And we all know what's going on in Delta.
What about Bayelsa?
Area.
I didn't even get to see in Bayelsa, not at all.
That's River State.
River State, that was about 140. And later on increased it to about 179.
Yes.
179.
Lagos.
From Benue, we have 46. Can you imagine?
Anyway, those who killed in Benue do not reside in Benue.
You know what?
You have to know that.
Mr. Godi, I'm so scared because of the youth. Because now we get to see a lot of visuals and videos of young stars in the UK being shot. And and most of them are actually Nigerians. Some of them are Nigerians. And there's this thing that the youth, you get to see them with those guns, younger people. So I'm just hoping that the Nigerian police needs to educate and do more and speak to the youths about
they are proactive about it. That's what they are doing.
I was surfing the net.
That's why they are doing all of. They are saying that
yesterday or so, and I don't know where I heard that. I can't remember precisely, but talking about any average young man, who makes some money, after making sure where you live is okay, you have a good car. The next thing he is thinking about is acquiring a gun. And then they give it names, some call it fine boy, When I heard that, and it just blew my mind. But this is the reality on the streets. It's the reality. It's a must-have, especially in this age of cultism and all that. You
and
have
too many stuff
groups everywhere.
Because if you could remember, growing up, even while watching a lot of black movies, and you get to see a lot of gangsters, you just want to go out with being armed because of what's in front of them. Don't you think it's that psychology that is really affecting a lot of youth? Even if you don't get to see them with gun, they are either with sharp objects,
Weapons.
weapons.
Yeah, like I said, it's not. It's the carrying gun is becoming a norm among the young people. You see, they are exposed to a lot of things: the internet, the movies. For instance, in US, people are allowed to carry guns. Okay, as long as you have all the certification, you are allowed to carry guns. That's why you have kids going to school and involved
then
in
just-
school shooting and the rest of it. But in Nigeria, I see, it's also a responsibility of parents to ensure that our children do not have this kind of mentality. If I have a gun, my son will ask me to buy a gun for him, as little as he is. He will ask me first, what do I do with the gun? I will explain to him. And when he grew up, he will get one. I don't have a gun. He will never talk about gun. What he asks me every time is, buy me football. Buy me football. Now, if the parents are up to task and train their children, it's not the failure of the government anyway, because in US, the government has not failed and children are carrying gun. In UK, the government is up to task, but people are carrying gun. People are getting involved in school shooting and the rest of it. It is about the value from home. By the time the parents are up to task, train their children, bring their children up the way they should, then all this problem will not
Will be
arisen.
reduced. Yeah.
See? But apart from that, you find out that the guns in Nigeria, most of them are instigated by one economic reasons or the other. For instance, Niger Delta. What happens to
Taxation.
it? They believe that
should
the
change.
government have not catered for them the way they should. And also the big guys in that region got them the arms, because as at that time they were starting, they were not capable enough to purchase a gun. Some people helped them. Then if you talk about the X-Men who nomads, we used to call them nomads, from one point to the other. How much do they earn to even carry about like 10 cattle? How much do they earn? So it is those who owns these cattle that are equipped them with these guns.
Equipping them, yes, okay.
Do you
I get what
understand?
you mean.
So if you look at some of those things, in Nigeria one, you can attribute some economic nuances to it.
Issues to it. Okay, but I think what the police is doing or has done so far
It's
is
commendable.
quite commendable.
It's commendable.
At least,
It's very, very commendable.
taking more than
commendable.
3,000 guns off the streets.
And another
I
thing
mean,
is that we should also ensure
that's a
that
good thing.
police should also ensure that those guns that have been recovered shouldn't find their way back
to
the
the,
gun.
that's the discourse for another day.
Shouldn't
All
find
right,
their
let's
way back.
quickly look at our feedback platforms before we look at the last topic for the day. Peter in Bayelsa says, good day. Please tell that Oga God, that's you, not to oppose minimum wage because it's the right of the workers. Remember, it's supposed to have taken effect since 2016, meaning they will even pay arrears. So minimum wage, we are waiting for you. Thank you. Thank you, Peter, for that one. All right, my name is Abdul Latif from Maiduguri. I'm in total support of Mr. Godi's argument. Yes, I agree minimum wage should be reviewed every 5 years. My own is, remember these workers get annual increment in their salary, leave grant and promotion. Then what of those that are not government workers and those that are not working at all? We have security challenges. Come to Borno and try to move out of Maiduguri alone. You can't try it. Let labor fight for stable economy. All right, this other one says we should blame our politicians. They are responsible for the distribution of those guns during election time. Marcos from Bayelsa State. Dan from Benue State says, thanks for your program. I want to let that man know that people's life is more important to God than to be agent of APC. Mr. God is not an APC man. All right, he said
I'm not a politician.
He's not. And he said for that 100,000 naira is not too big for low-income Nigerians. Okay, we hear you. This one, Matthew from Delta says, if minimum wage can increase in inflation rate. What about fuel increase? It's the same thing we're all talking about. Everything will go up.
You see, like Peter
Even
said,
food stuff.
Peter, I'm not
Price of
stopping.
food
I am
stuff,
not stopping minimum wage. But remember, as you work with the federal government, if they give you 56,000 naira, that everybody in your family that knows that your salary has been increased will be depending on you.
Yes.
You have a lot of people to feed. The excuses you used to give them that you don't have money, you can't give them anymore.
If you used to give 1,000,
because I don't know how many people in your family are in federal government, are federal government staff, and also know that if you work for the state government, that money may never get to you, because your state governor may think that they don't have the money. They will come back to call the labor in the state and say, let's review our own. You know, we don't have money. That we are not federal government. Look at our location. Our location is shrinking every day. How can we cope with this? And the labor who also want to earn up. Do you want to stay without salary or earn a little at every month?
Okay, which brings us to, that argument of let every state, operate within what that state is capable of. I get what you mean.
The national minimum wage is a no-go area for me.
Okay, let's go on. Our last topic for today says Buratai orders court-martial for officers who show partisanship. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Buratai, has ordered the establishment of standing court-martial to try any officer who show partisanship. He was speaking at the Chief of Army Staff's first quarter conference, and he warned GOCs, brigade commanders, and other officers interested in politics and hobnobbing with politicians to resign before it's too late. I think this issue has come up before. It has come up before. Now it's coming up again. First of all, does the army have any business in politics?
What Chief of Army Staff have just said is like police saying that we have withdrawn all the police from the VIP. All right? It's like saying we have withdrawn all the police from the VIP. That's exactly what he's saying. Even Brunta himself cannot exonerate himself from the order he has just made.
Really?
Yes, he cannot. Because we know that you see, we are all, if not all, Nigerians are enlightened. The social media has also made us to know a lot of things.
A lot more.
And when you look at it, you find out that in Imo State, when the hip hop came up, something happened. There was operation, what is it called? Crocodile, whatever. Crocodile dance.
Crocodile dance.
Crocodile went to the Igbo land and danced. And a certain Nnamdi Kanu has not been found up to today. Now, there was killing in Benue State. In Enugu, Anambra, and Imo, and Abia State, nobody was reportedly killed. Nobody has been reported killed. But in Benue State, the people were killed, 72, physically seen, buried. Throughout that era, it's not only during the elections. There's when you talk about partisanship, you know that if what happens in Ekiti during the Jonathan administration, when the governorship election was about to be conducted in that state, where some army went to Ekiti, allegedly stopped some people from coming out.
Yeah.
That is partisanship. Now, is Brunta sure that we are not going to experience that kind of thing in Ekiti in July? When they are about to vote there again.
In addition to that, when we're talking about the Benue killings, if you could remember what T.Y. Danjuma said about 2 days ago or thereabout, the matter that's in which Buratai himself they're now looking into that allegation, probing those people. You get what I'm trying to say? Because now you spoke about social media exposing so many things that the army or other people get to do,
including journalists.
You understand? Including journalists, everybody. You understand? But it's something in which it needs to say this now. Because you mentioned the Ekiti thing now, and it's because of things like this that Buratai is saying this.
You know what? What I think is that if the Chief of Army Staff is giving this kind of order, there should be something following this order, which is like a clear-cut, you know, explanation of what it means to be involved in politics. You understand? Because an average military person is trained to obey order. You know what I mean? So your superior gives you an order. And you
go against it?
Exactly. You obey that order. So who are you to say, I'm going to be involved in politics if I...
Now, Bruta should tell us the areas
Let them spell it out. Exactly.
Tell us the areas of involvement.
Exactly.
Is it by following a particular politician? Is it by involving in rigging in terms of ballot snatching? Is it by going to the opposition houses and stop them from...
Is it by contesting?
Is it by contesting? What area?
No, it switched the words and he said hobnobbing.
Hobnobbing.
What is hobnobbing?
Hobnobbing. Being friends.
Is found
having a drink.
Having dinner. Bruta has been going to Aso Rock to see the president. Is that hobnob?
Well, it depends on what he's saying.
No, if Bruta can go to see the president or see the vice president, is he having a different, or is he going there to discuss just pure security matters, or is he discussing...
Is that hobnobbing?
What is hobnobbing? Hobnobbing is, I mean, if president, we always see that every time president is coming back, as is in the UK today, if he's coming back, they will all line up at the airport to welcome him. Is that hobnobbing?
No.
And when you, is it when they found you in the man's house, in political eating pan,
or having a drink? That's why I said they should spell it out what they mean exactly.
Now, does it mean that a military man does not have a friend anymore? A senior military officer. Does it mean you don't have a childhood friend?
No, I guess they understand.
Don't go with your uniform.
Terms.
Okay.
You and I, we are civilians. We don't understand the terms.
If you must go for dinner, don't wear your uniform.
Military, army is not police. Army is not police. In fact, for me, I simply would not support the idea of involving the military in our elections. It don't matter. It don't. And I was coming to this place today, and on a radio, someone was discussing something and said, look, they said our police should not carry gun at the polling unit, but army should protect. Army should. And I asked myself, what are you saying?
Mr. Godi, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
If there is serious gridlock, and you probably see an army officer come down, that place will be in stop. True or false?
True. But this is what happened. Do you know army? Do you know what they do? There will be free flow of traffic at that time. But the moment their vehicle goes through, they are not like police.
But they still have this fear.
Because of the force.
You understand?
Because of the force they are.
Okay, our time is fast moving along. More people are reacting. Alfonso says, please advise the police to mob illegal arms from all campuses. Yes. And I think I agree.
Yes, it's right. Alfonso,
very right.
Very right.
Onyeka Igbokwe from Onitsha says, please, recovery of illegal firearms, let them leave Anambra vigilantes alone because they use it to save the lives of Anambra people from armed robbery.
But if police provide those security and protection that we are talking about, you won't need those vigilantes. Because you can't control those vigilantes. You don't know what they do after their working hours.
I agree with you, but let's not forget that there's the presence of police in Anambra, first of all, before those vigilantes
came
up.
My own is that the police have not done their job. That's why those...
That's what we're saying. We're saying the same thing. All right, Lade from Akure says, until we stop deceiving ourselves, nothing good will come up in this nation. Forget about minimum or maximum wage. Audu from Taraba, the police have lost concentration about what the arms with the Boko Haram is for. It is unfortunate the press are not talking about arms with Boko Haram. Please tell the Nigerian police to make sure they use the guns well. Timmy from Brass local government area in Bayelsa State. And on that note, we have to draw the curtains on the program today. It's been an interesting one. Thank you, Mr. Gordon.
Thank you for having only
you did
the
it alone. First time. Yes.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you for
sir.
coming. Thank you, Alera. All right,
you.
that's it on the show today. Thanks for watching. Tomorrow at 12, let's do it again. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.